caught up in the notorious beef between the Hells Angels, Most Envied, back in 2011. Modesto man over here
Oh yeah.
took 3 shots, man. That's a rough. That ain't no joke.
I hear you.
You got your right to speak on it for sure.
Well,
Being
first and foremost, I do appreciate, reaching out. You know, I know you wanted the story to be told, and you had a lot of inconsistencies with how you actually presented the story. And, hopefully we can either come to some kind of agreement here that some of the information was a little bit false or a little bit of extra, but everybody has their sides of the story.
and that's the point right there is you can't just take one person's side of it. I spoke obviously to you.
Yeah.
But, we kept that to basically, your incident, right, with Danny.
Off top.
Rest in peace, Danny.
Yeah, first and foremost, yeah, let's kick this off right. That we definitely got to give respect to where respect is due. We got to give my RIPs to a few members, so bear with me. We got to give RIP to Dang Dang. We got to give RIP to Two Times. We got to give RIP to Hard Knocks, Little Art, Little PK from the Mongols. Rest in peace, my brother. And we got Danny D, Mr. 65 for life. And above all else, we got, NP National Pres Luis, who just passed away in 2024. May he rest in peace. This was his baby. So I hope that we can convey the story to where the story's out. Yeah. Everybody knows the story in our area. Point blank, period.
Right.
So for everybody wanting to know on the internet, we'll tell the story right. We'll make sure the story's told right. And I'm not going to be one of those individuals that's going to stand back and let you twist that story in any way, shape, or form.
Right. And I got so much everybody wanted to know, like so many comments. I probably had 1,000 comments where everybody's like, what about Most Envied? What about Most Envied? And I kind of held off as long as I can. Me and you, we've talked, so this ain't, we've talked about this well before we ever, said, all right, it's time to tell it. So,
oh, and this is cannabis, y'all. This ain't nothing else, right? Your boy ain't we ain't geeking over here.
Oh, they do that in the little in the cartridges now.
Oh, I don't be doing all that, bro. I'm too old for that. Yeah. Another story. We'll leave that alone.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, we all got that back in the day fun, right? But grown and got kids can't do that.
Yeah, then as well too, I do gotta say, long live Milo, rest in peace. The homie just, got done dirty out here. Wearing this for Mr. Milo, rest in peace.
Yeah, Modesto's no joke. The whole 209, 559 area, you guys show out. You guys really do show out. Now
we get bored out here. We get bored.
Right. First thing I wanted to address and get it out of the way is I've been told this thing with Slick, man, is kind of a not so secret when it comes to him up in the hotel rooms.
Well, I knew that individual growing up. Me and him, we grew up together. We know each other very well. Now, I know through acquaintances that a situation occurred and he was at a situation and, allegedly word on the curb is that, the shit was getting pimped out there. Can't confirm nor deny I wasn't there, but somebody was, associated in the situation, and that's what the accounts were. Word on the curb is.
Yeah,
and to be clear, if anybody we knew that was even in a situation like that, yeah, don't go for that. I got 7 daughters. Don't go for that. My brothers, don't go for that.
Exactly.
So, all I could say is whether he's doing some extra favors or whatever, but it's not condoned on this side.
Yeah, definitely. And like it was crazy because when like we weren't even talking about Slick at all, and it was brought up. It was like, yeah, you're on that fool's neck. Fuck that fool. We already known that that was the case, and I was like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? And like, cause he used to own a bar or something, right? A club, and
yeah, I believe back many moons ago, he was a co-owner of a particular bar out here in the east side of Modesto.
yeah. So he's always been popular and stuff, but
Yeah, he's always been knowing certain individuals for sure.
well,
Won't
I'd
be mad.
imagine a
I'm
lot
doesn't
of
matter what you know.
individuals, yeah, because he's been a lot of different things in his life. He was a rapper at one point or something, and
Hey man, everybody's got to find themselves somewhere.
I guess so. I guess so. A couple of dollars later in a rodeo clown, and you find out what you want to be, man.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Hmm. I mean, shit, that guy's not got the
You got
best
you got your
recruiting.
foot on that. You got your foot on that throat right there.
Yeah,
You ain't letting up.
no, no, that dude's he's a weenie when it comes to recruiting. Boy, he brought in Loser Jew. Like,
Ah,
how you gonna be involved in some shit and then go over there and join them and like talk to the dude that you was involved? That's crazy.
I mean, hey, bro, I can't. I can't call it.
I
I can't
can't
call
either.
it.
He got a back piece out of it. It's okay.
Ouch!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
You
is
are
what it
just
is, man.
relentless, bro. You are
Hey,
relentless.
hey, when it comes to stuff like that, I gotta be, man. I gotta be because I got a
So
daughter.
I got a question for you, if you don't mind. You don't got to ask it. You don't got to answer it.
Okay.
But all the comments out here are asking, like, what is it with you and the red and white? What is up your ass that you are constantly? Now, I can understand of some of
There.
the reasons,
Hmm.
but what is driving you? What is continuous to keep your foot on their throat?
It's not theirs. It's just it's that charter for protecting him,
Okay.
and it's him, and it
Okay.
was tattoo, but tattoo's gone. Uh,
Okay.
I haven't taken any kind of victory lap on that. I haven't. I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
Same thing will go with Slick. They'll never hear me talk about them really.
Gotcha.
Besides finishing this, as long
Yeah.
as this goes and people want to speak out on it, then that's one thing. But I don't enjoy talking about those men. Most of those men are cool, and even like the Asian Crips that they have in there are get down. Them fools like got rid of their cars. They ride, right, and they ride on their bikes. They're living that life, man. From what I
Yeah.
understand, they're rowdy. They're about it, and like that shit don't bother me.
Those are
But
my little those are my little Asian homies. Like
hey, them motherfuckers
we
get off,
we
from what I
we
understand.
we we used to drag race their brother. Them we used to Like
Yeah,
I watched those kids grow up, man. Nothing but I tip my hat. Hey,
right.
do what you do.
I heard that they're that life, man, and they've forced themselves to be that life. Like they've gotten rid of anything that, like a car, man. Like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
riding my bike. If I'm going, I'm on my bike. That's dope. So like, I don't got any problems with the men inside that charter, just the one and them for
Mhm.
harboring him.
So
You
then,
know,
so then, I'm gonna make another case here. There was nothing against the organization of the red and white with Most Envied. I want to make that very clear.
this
Okay,
was
there wasn't nothing with the organization.
a
When
local beef.
you got a couple bad apples,
Hmm.
and you got real G's who don't take no shit, not even from their mama. It is just it's a clash, but you know, it is what it is. It's water under the bridge now.
Right,
We're
right.
telling the story for everybody else who wants to know the story, and let's get it.
And that's the big thing too is we're not trying to drum up more beef or problems
Nah,
at
no,
all.
I've ran into him, seen him. Most of my brothers have seen him. The paths get crossed. Whether if it's a personal issue, it's a personal issue.
Well, it all got cleared up because they got called. Called is a weird word. They got invited to Cisco's to his house in his personal office. Like
Oh
you're
shit!
not a club member, you don't get put in there. And he brought a couple of the higher ups in Most Envied, to try and talk about how this can be,
Well,
leveled out
let
and
let
squashed.
me let's go back there now.
Mhm.
Cisco's office is in what clubhouse?
Oh, that's Oakland.
Okay,
Hmm.
so now everybody can understand there was still a respect factor.
Yeah, yeah,
The
because
the
you don't
brothers
just
the
get to walk
brothers
in
walked in. Yeah, you don't go into to someone else's home. So
there.
just want to make that very clear of the respect that was still given to each other.
Well, and then Richmond is notorious for not even letting some of their own club members in if they don't know who they are from other charters.
Mhm.
And I know that Luis Rigo and I believe one of the others was invited to come into Richmond's clubhouse if they wanted to. Like nobody gets to go there. So I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's trying to fix this because it was getting out of hand quick. And what
Yeah.
happened to you? I mean,
Well, again, and the timeline that you were projecting was a
mhm.
little off on a
What?
couple incidents.
Well, there were a couple that I don't speak on, and I never will speak on. Not my business.
Well, no, no, of course, but
Yeah.
the situation with, as you said, Boo,
Oh, Boo passing away, right?
that incident happened after. That wasn't nothing, and we weren't, to my knowledge, that information about us being told about a funeral, I can't confirm, and I definitely have never heard that.
Okay.
But his passing was after August 15th.
Oh,
So
see.
it happened after.
All right. Damn. It went down so quick. It really did. It went from
Oh yeah.
0 to 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, definitely the altercations and everything took place. I mean, it did escalate very quick. Depending on where you want to go with the situation, we can go back and talk on incidents, but
Well,
blind timelines were definitely inconsistent with what you put out. And
right.
that's why I'm compelled to at least clear some ish up.
Yeah, exactly. And it was 13 years ago. I wasn't there. I'm talking to the people that were. Everybody has their own story, their own twist, their own timeline of how things happen. And it's like you're trying to get everything
Oh
in
yeah.
order. The big thing was when it popped off, when it first became an issue, was Luis in the clubhouse hearing, something along the lines of fuck those Mexicans and like feeling some type of way. He fought one on one. He wasn't jumped out or any of that. He just
Okay.
fought one on one and they left. He actually won the fight, from what I understand. Uh, and that was kind of the catalyst, the jumping off point. Like, man, fuck it, man.
So
Y'all ain't gonna
so
just show respect. Like, it's gonna be
so
a problem.
so all right, let's elaborate on the situation that took place. I'm not gonna speak on what happened to in that clubhouse.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with me. But I can tell you what kind of what the catalyst was, you know, Luis, that man had a dream and MC was his baby. He stood on it. He did everything for it. That man never backed down. I will tell you that right now. I've never seen that man back down.
Right.
Heard that.
Which is the big problem in this whole story was, you're hearing like with the
I mean,
Bobby and then pinning him in. He was just trying to get away from his car, and then he turned and fought all
yeah,
the
that man
people.
that man had a 72 drop top cutty.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit there
I've
in my
seen it.
car.
That thing is ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, who's gonna be retarded enough to sit in the car and go ahead and just bang out in your whip? Like, nah, come on, man. We don't get down like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just
yeah,
step
and then
away and let's handle it. But to have not just one, but multiple people coming at you. It
yeah,
was not just Bobby. It was a couple individuals,
right, like 2 or 3 for
and
sure.
there's only so much you can do. Hey, he's gonna catch one to the head. He caught one to the head. It wasn't even a half a block away from where the situation started. Nobody went running. The man fought as he could.
Right, and then people saw what was going on that
Yeah,
know who
I
they
was.
are.
The calls were made, and I was there within like 2 minutes because my mom lived around the corner. So
Right,
you know, We were there, and they took off. That was that. And it was a cat and mouse game. Will you catch one? You catch one.
Yeah, kind of. That's kind of what it seems like too. Is like it was more of a uh, catching them alone or catching them, catching the numbers being off and like
Mhm.
making moves on it, like
Correct.
and,
But
and that's kind of how it goes in the streets.
but going back to the catalysts,
Hmm.
they asked Luis to take some insignia off of his motorcycle. Okay. Now, one thing is we stand strong, 10 toes down on our beliefs. Whatever it is, we're going to stand on it. Now, he had representation from his side of town, which we all rep to the day we die.
Yeah,
And he also had some other insignia. He was asked to remove it. He declined because that's not who he is.
right.
And that's the reason why the fight escalated.
Well, like you said, that club is his baby, and uh, I mean, really, Luis was there for his friendship with Rob. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's the only reason he was in that room. That's the only reason he was trying to. You know what he was? They were trying to become just this team together. Like their friendship was strong,
Oh,
and
yeah. Definitely not going to deny that.
I remember Rob. I called him when he left the funeral, and like Rob was he was hurting over Luis's passing, and he said, I looked up and I saw 1,000 people there. And all I could think is, how stupid are these guys? We could have had all this support, it would have been for us too. Like we could have all had this together. And that's pretty powerful, you
Yeah.
know, because you guys weren't small. You guys weren't small at all.
Oh,
That's not a small club, and you guys are all wanting to get out there and it's you got it's Modesto.
thing about another thing about how we kind of moved and shaped everything. It was essentially family. It was like family. Like our clubhouse, it didn't matter, you know, who you were. You were come on in, party it out, have fun. We didn't kick nobody out. There was many instances to where when I was a prospect, I had full patch, 81.
Hmm.
I sat there till the end. All my guys left. I was still sitting there with them. Like we were out there and everybody was at our spot. Wanted MC out of Stockton, the other left hand right there. You know what I'm saying?
Wanted
Not
so
only
dramatic.
not only was it getting from us, but they were giving them the business. And I mean the business.
It's still going. That's
Oh
still
no,
a beef, man.
it's still going. I gotta give shout out to Chad, Big Lux, Mark. I get it. Everybody's they've been involved. They're factors. Manny, Noe.
You know, when I talked to Luis's brother,
Yeah.
uh, I asked him why did you guys shut it down? Because it was a movement now, right? It was like the
Mhm.
rock machine up in Canada, the ones
Okay.
that are standing on it, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, don't you guys feel like maybe you shut it down just a little too early, and didn't give it enough time to breathe and become something, and then you could have just stepped off and let it be its thing, right? Like just
Well,
in Luis's vision of it. Uh, I know that it was a lot of issues going on and a lot of probably cops involved in all that shit. So like I can get it, but it was a growing movement.
it definitely was a growing movement. Starting out like when the Cub had humble beginnings, I will say for sure. The founders, everybody, they had visions, had dreams, and for the new generation and the young guys, we were taking it to levels. Numbers were growing. We definitely charters popped up, San Joaquin County, San Jose, Merced. Like, no, we were not playing around. Definitely, we were not playing.
It speaks
But
to the area though. You guys
but
are on a different wave.
Well, we try to be.
You guys are rock'em sock'em cowboys, robots or whatever from the time you're like 2. Y'all are
I
fighting the
mean,
neighbors' kids, and then it's a fight every day until you're, I don't know,
yeah.
what? Never? Just every day?
Oh, for sure, for sure. Everything. One thing that I can definitely say about all of Envied is struggle. We're no stranger to struggle,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's one reason why we kind of stood together and we stood tall. Is one man's struggle was the blood was everybody's struggle, and we
Mm,
definitely endured everything together.
mm.
It
Now,
was more than a club for sure.
where did Lou the Jew, or you guys knew him as Tattoo Lou, where did Tattoo Lou fit into all this? Like, he was just hanging around your guys' club, kind of a.
So one thing I'll definitely say is Luis Sanchez,
Mhm.
love him to death, rest in peace. Blue the Jew was a different animal.
Yeah,
Okay. I know Luis for many years, his family, father, sons. I know all the kids. So
yeah,
I know him personally, knew him personally. He we were parties. We were doing parties at that time. We were out and about.
yeah.
Everybody knew we buy the bar out. It was no secret that everybody went to his shop to get tattooed.
Right.
Point blank period.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
buck
a
50,
friend.
buck 50 was the spot. Now, when it came to um him being more around the club, yeah, he was good friends with a lot of us.
Yeah,
And we all hung out. And at one point, after he closed out his shop, he actually was tattooing out of the clubhouse.
nice.
So he
Yeah,
was he was integrated into it like,
yeah, he's a close friend.
exactly.
Mhm.
And that's where he started coming around and hanging out more.
Wasn't it weird when he went over to Modesto, though, like, when Ron brought him in?
Oh, out there in Merced?
Rodeo clown, my bad.
Well, you blew that one.
Yeah,
You
there it
blew
is.
that one.
Pulled the mask off Scooby, yeah. But no,
Oh man.
wasn't it kinda weird, though? Like, was there a weird feeling to it? Or you guys kinda,
So,
all I've heard from you
okay.
guys is that was that Nomads, the Nomads now aren't the same. So it's like
Mhm.
nobody holds any grudges against the Nomads just for being Nomads. It was a personal beef between personal people, and now
Correct.
it's like, and you guys
Yeah.
don't see it like that,
There was nothing against the organization.
right?
It was just a couple bad apples, and they felt some type of way because, unfortunately, once everybody gets something on their backs, they feel a little, 10 feet tall.
Patchitis is a
Yeah,
real thing. I've seen it
it
many
is.
times.
It is. It is.
Hmm.
And when we go to the situation, and again, I can't sit here and say that. What was that? Sorry, I didn't say. Hold on, someone show me something here. Oh, okay. So, okay, everybody's still hitting me up on some stuff. So sorry.
No
It's
doubt.
filthy. You
Hey,
know,
this is a very tight rope to
it,
walk.
it is. It is. But
Hmm.
everybody who knows me out here knows that I'm not hard to find. You know,
Yeah, but we're not trying to go take it there either.
no. But if I say anything that's disrespectful, I do apologize in advance.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
not hard to find, and I'm as a man, I will apologize if I say something incorrect
Oh
or
yeah,
whatnot. And that's
that's
not what
me
we're
here
doing.
right now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to change these inconsistencies with the story, the lineup. At least you made it correct with Luis fighting one on one, the reason
Yeah.
why the situation took place.
Hmm.
You know, um,
And
and same thing. But
mhm. Uh, I got sent a picture, I believe, by the prospect that was in the bar that night of his eye.
mhm.
Uh, I it was in the email right before we went on. So
Oh, okay, okay.
I was just kind of looking at that. I was like, oof, it's a rough night at the bar for sure.
For sure, definitely. You win
But how
some, you
hard
lose
are you
some.
gonna get whooped on? Like you can't dudes that fight at the level that all you guys fight at, and then you got more of them. It's you 2 to 1, 3 to 1 odds, and then you're like, I'm getting my ass kicked right now. That's all you
Oh
can
yeah,
say.
no, for sure. But going back to Luis, that's how he started hanging out. I mean, something happened. I can't disclose what transpired, but unfortunately, you know, ties were cut with Luis
Mhm.
and the club.
Right,
And sometime he came back fully transformed as a member out in Merced. You
right.
know, now the
Mm,
feelings about him leaving or whatever, there was no feelings, bad feelings or whatever or whatnot. Whatever he chose to do, that was his path. That's the path he
absolutely.
chose, and I can't knock him for it. May he rest in peace forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Give, I got to give a shout out to Valentino. I know you're watching.
So I struggled with even talking uh about Lou at all. I really
It's a
did
tough, it's a
because
touchy subject. I
it
mean, you
really
don't
did.
want to speak. You don't want to speak ill of the dead.
That's the big part. The other part is I don't like to speak on good guys, and I hear he was a decent guy. He was involved in that, and then he did go over to Merced, and like
Yeah.
that's weird, but I don't think there was any malice to it. Uh, maybe on
Well,
the red and white side, but not on his side.
he went where he felt comfortable.
Right,
He
right.
didn't feel comfortable. He didn't feel comfortable. He had to go where he felt comfortable.
He got in pretty deep and not feel comfortable all of a sudden.
Hey
But
man, some people, they want it.
that's a
They
yeah.
got they got nowhere else to go, so they got to get it.
I mean it. Yeah, and it is what it is. And I, I don't know. He stayed with them and went out how he went out and Jack's
No, for
Taylor
sure.
style or whatever.
Nah, it's gonna be forever. Rest in peace, Lou the Jew. Off
Yes.
top,
Yep.
that's definitely out there.
Yeah.
You know, Scumbag for sure. But rest in peace, Lou the
We all
Jew.
are.
We're all scumbags. We're
Yeah,
all
we all are.
scumbags.
We all are. One of my better friends in life is Rob from Ventura, and he's the biggest scumbag that there is.
Oh, didn't you tell me? Oh, you got to say this. What happened when you said Rob stopped at the clubhouse?
Oh yeah. So Rob gets out of jail. He don't
Rest in
know
peace
this
to
beef is
rest in
going
peace
on.
to Rob. Rest
Rest
in
in
peace to
peace, Rob.
Rob.
He don't know what's going on. He's riding through, and he stops in front of your guys' clubhouse. He's taking a piss outside, all that, and he calls like I don't know Ray Ray from Merced or something like, "Where you at, fool? I'm in front of Most Envy's clubhouse. Come meet me." And he got told right away, "Hey, you probably want to get on your bike, get the fuck out of there. If they see you peeing in front of their clubhouse, it's going to be real bad. We're beefing hard right now." And Rob's like, "Oh shit!" Jumps on his bike, takes off out of there. But he
That's
wasn't even
funny.
aware of it. Yeah, out
That's
pissing in front
funny.
of you guys' clubhouse like a drunk. I love
That's
Rob, man.
crazy.
He's wild.
Yeah, yeah, man. My condolences. Rest
Yeah,
in peace.
yeah, that's a tough one still, man. Even trying to you meet people, and then there's those ones, and that was him for sure. He was one of those ones that's just like different from the rest. Is
Yeah,
crazy in the biker scene.
for sure, for sure.
So the day you want to talk about the day, your and Danny's day, or you want to just leave that be?
Yeah, you got questions. You got questions.
I
I
want
mean
to know. I want to know about Danny as a person. Like
that
I don't.
that kid right there. That I don't think I actually have seen somebody want it more. And a lot of people do not know that Danny had breathing issues.
Mm,
He got on the bike just out of, through acquaintances and friends. He got on the bike and started riding. It opened up his lung capacity
mm,
more. And then from there, it was all about life and the bike for him.
yeah.
He went from one bike, he was driven to get another bike. He'd always be willing to do whatever needed to be done. Definitely is missed for sure.
I mean,
He
it's
was
just
about
like,
dog, and he was not no punk either. He was about that action. You can ask about him. He was out in Dakota area. He's got some friends out there still, so they know
well, it
he
was
was with
wild.
them.
They tried to say that he had a Mouseketeil when
Nah,
he got hit, and it's like he was
no,
already gone. First of all, second of all, like no, he didn't. You ran him
no.
over, and then you shot him 5 times in the back. That's Let's
Yeah,
just call it what it is. Uh, and you didn't have to do all that. That was extra. Like what they did to you was enough. Like you're fighting a gorilla, you know.
allegedly,
Allegedly,
allegedly.
it's a big old dude. Allegedly, yeah. I mean, his glasses fell off. Yeah. Uh,
He got me in that hockey move, and I don't
oh,
know what was hitting.
the shirt
Oh
over
yeah,
your head. Oh, that's a nasty one. That's the
and my
blame.
helmet with my helmet
With
on.
your helmet. He was punching. He was getting it then, huh?
Hey, yeah, like I said, he with the helmet on. So
Yeah. So,
whatever I was hitting or trying
yeah.
to swing back.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
like it's almost like what's the point? Like it's
but Danny,
you're already just trying to, you know what I'm
one
saying, just tangle.
one thing one thing I will say is Danny never had to carry a weapon. Danny wasn't that type of individual to carry a weapon.
Right.
My dumbass is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I know the alphabet boys are watching or whatever or whatnot, but hey, I'm legit.
Yeah.
So nothing
Well,
you can
yeah.
do. No more.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah, I'm working on all that too because
Hmm.
Duarte versus the US.
Hey, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna, you know, we'll get that worked out.
Off
But
that.
we're gonna see. I'll call you and let you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
It's a wild
But
time.
definitely, Danny was not carrying no pistol, bro.
Right. Right. And that was kind of the little defense that they tried to put up when it looked like they were going to go to trial, but then they just
Okay.
kind of, one told on the other, and then he told back, and then it is what it is. They got their time, but they'll be getting
Yeah.
out soon, or they're getting out right now.
Oh yeah.
It
One's
is
home.
what it is. It's been that long.
Yeah.
I'm sure Danny's mom doesn't feel the same.
No, I'm
She
pretty sure. I'm pretty
takes a
sure.
lot of loss.
Definitely. She also lost her daughter. Rest in peace to Stephanie as well, man.
That's
So
rough.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
She's taking it. She's taking some loss, but I know she's still pushing.
and it's just by chance that he was there. It's just,
What at the shop?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, my shop. There was no secret what my shop was. I built
yeah,
race cars for many years. I had
yeah.
a dyno there, so you
Oh,
know,
yeah,
yeah, we'd be out there late night dynoing. So it was no secret. Everybody knew where my shop was at. Um,
right.
that day, pretty much, it was a weird day because we were chopping it up. We had lunch in Modesto. We split off. We dipped out. I went to work, handled some stuff, came back to town. Danny
Mm,
went home,
yeah,
and me and him were just shooting the shit. I was going back to work about 5, you know. So he's like telling me what he has to do with his mom, and I told him, "Hey, I'm at the shop. Come on over." So he gets to the shop about 5:45, 6. My
mm,
business partner and the customer, they just dropped off a car. They were leaving, so they left. And I think 6:15, 6:11, somewhere in that area.
mm.
Hey, you know, they, we took the L on that one. We took the L.
You're gonna when you get hit by a car first. That's a
Oh yeah.
pretty bad opener right there
Oh
for being able to defend yourselves. Uh,
yeah.
and you guys weren't even really involved in all the other shit that was going on for the most part. You guys, you know, if you're trying to catch people slipping or whatever, like you guys were still working. You were at work. You were, like you out on the
Oh,
weekend type of deal.
it
Because
was it was a crazy time, and I will definitely say that there was definitely Danny and myself and a few other individuals we were definitely still we were flying high. It didn't matter. Nobody was going to tell us nothing. We were
Right.
going to do what we do. So we were not hard to miss anywhere.
Well,
You
yeah,
know, he
yeah.
uh,
I mean, you guys showed up on the scene, and you really showed up. And then Rob and Luis became friends, and like it was more of a, you guys had zero loyalties to the Nomads or any of that. Luis had
no,
a brotherhood with Rob, and Rob with Luis, and it went
exactly.
deep, and it was like you guys had loyalty for Rob and Luis,
Mhm.
like their friendship. Than
Right.
anybody else. Y'all didn't even really care for the people that, some of them, you know what I'm saying, that
Oh
were
yeah,
around. They were kind of jackoffs, you know.
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure. And I'm pretty sure they felt the same way about us.
yeah. Uh, Jambo, I've always wondered why. What was the
Okay.
why? You know,
With
was
the
he?
catalyst, with the
Yeah.
catalyst of why the removals.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, all right, we can touch that. All right. So,
Mhm.
a few years prior, we did a tattoo convention out here in Modesto at the Center
Mhm.
Plaza. We sponsored it.
Okay.
So we were setting up the merch. We had the table out. I was doing the merch. I was setting everything up. And, you know, mind you, the situation already took place. It was on site, was what it was.
Mm.
But not only was it just members, associates, acquaintances, it didn't matter who you were getting checked it on site. It didn't matter. So
Hmm.
that's pretty much how serious it got.
Yeah, I've heard some stories.
So it didn't matter. You were catching some words or catching hands. So one of the members, you know, saw something he didn't approve of. He went and spoke with that individual. Now, apparently, don't know who that individual was, is, or will be, but it got back to Big Art from Richmond.
Okay.
Okay. Conversation was conveyed to my knowledge. 2 days later, Art and his prospect were in our home.
That was probably Angelo. Hmm.
Big dude, bald at the time, I don't know.
Mexican.
But mm, he looked maybe Weddle. He could have been, you
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Probably Angelo at that time. I think it would probably definitely was because Angelo came over to the new
Oh, R.I.P.
rebuild.
Art. R.I.P. Art.
Rest in peace, Art. Everybody knows how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
yeah.
keep going on that one, till it's
So
done.
pretty much Art stepped in the role after, Mr. 187 passed on, went to the upper room.
So you guys were dealing with Steve Tossin.
We acquaintances. Yes,
Okay, okay.
very much
He,
so.
he was a handful.
That man was with the business.
He was no
Oh,
joke.
rest in peace, Mr.
Mhm.
Tostin. Yes, for sure. So Art stepped in, unfortunately, after his demise.
Right.
You know, conversation took place. Now, it was conveyed that if to stop, how can we stop this?
Right.
What can I do to stop this?
Right.
So it was conveyed. This is what you got to do. It wasn't just one, two members, this and that. It was charter gone.
Mm.
A lot of the members, everybody, they given the boot. Now, again, that's what we asked. Art obliged and agreed because you go back into history, it's there. It took place.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not gonna sit here and say it didn't happen because it happened.
yeah. I mean, they had 18 members to start, and some prospects and some hangarounds that were,
Mhm.
decent. And then Brandon being one of the prospects, and look how that ended up. But I mean, they had two, three members, three. 3 that I can
Mhm.
think of right now.
Yeah.
They were left, and it was like there were some hitters in there. Rob left. Rob left over all this because
He was
he.
always at our house.
Mhm.
That man was always at the house.
Oh yeah, friendship was there, and it was probably sickening to his stomach just watching as like his club brothers are going to war with his other brothers. Where it's like, man, no, don't do this,
And
please, and they're just
and
doing it anyway, and it's like, fuck.
pretty much. So, after all that as well too, we went to our local coalition
Yeah,
during all this, and they made a public speech to everybody to let them know that, hey, this issue is dead.
good.
Now, if you guys got issues with the other support clubs, if they had issues with Most Envied, you're on your own.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And
it's not often that a club shows up on the 1% scene and just is
like
like,
like like the
take
kids
your
say
cue.
these days, you got to show out and pop out. Show up and pop out on them.
Yeah, there's another movement I've seen. Like,
Yeah,
there's just some people that grow up a different way. And when you grow up on the street and you grow up fighting and you grow up, you're not gonna just I don't care who you are. That's why I do what I do. Because you don't scare me, motherfucker. Like and you're not gonna tell me to be quiet when you're out here doing fuck shit. I must call it,
for
and
sure.
that's where I've always stood. But I'm a knucklehead raised on the street, so it's like it's
Yeah,
normal. But not now you get 100 of me showing up wearing the same thing on bikes, we're all telling you to go fuck yourself. You don't tell me nothing. I'm a man, and
yeah, no, for
it
sure.
becomes an issue. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and
It's
that's
called
the
man up.
thing, like, and for one, the situation that happened at Crescent City, uh, we were already out there. We
Yeah,
were at another casino, so yeah, we were told to jump. We go.
right. And everybody was asking how they get up there that fast, and it's
Yeah,
like, well,
yeah,
they were
yeah,
already
no,
chilling out there. You know what I'm saying? They were
yeah,
just coming up the street, and
yeah. No, we were at Silver Legacy.
yeah, and I kind of left that one kind of vague, the happenings that night in there because I got friends on that side too, where it's
Oh
like I'm
yeah,
not trying to disrespect nobody or call nobody out, so I just left it be,
no, for sure.
on all that. But you guys showed up for Rob, and if you showed up, you showed up, and
Oh,
then it became if you show up for somebody and then turn around and like all their dudes are dissing you, I can get that. I can get where
for
I'd be
sure,
dissed too.
for sure.
Hmm. Like what you got to do over here for a motherfucker to get some respect?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
no, definitely for sure. I definitely agree with that.
yeah. So it was going to happen no matter what. They said it was because of Luis's cut because he got the red and white most envied cut, which I've seen.
Mhm.
Pretty
Yes.
slick. It was pretty slick.
Took me a long time away from my family to help him make that.
It was really well made too. It looked good. It was sharp.
Layered and all.
Yeah, it was sharp.
His brother had a lot of input as well.
Yeah. So when did most envy? Last I had heard, you guys were riding with Wanted. You kind of, you guys were close, and
Mhm.
then most envy. It just seemed like as fast as you guys showed up, you were gone, and it's weird. It's weird because you guys had like support your loco, uh, and most envied. Like that shit was tight. You guys had your own swag, dude. You had your own thing going, and like then it was like,
We definitely
damn,
paved the way for the new guys out here
right, right.
when
Well,
it came
if
to
you stand up for yourself, like this is what it looks like.
we style and all. We
Style.
definitely paved the way for all of that.
It was like Lowrider. It was like a Lowrider. It
Oh,
was
for
like a
sure.
Lowrider show, but motorcycle clubs, and everybody can say, oh, they're X this or X that, or they are this or they are that. They're
Mhm.
gang members off the street, like Doc and Doc Cavazos, and I'm like, no, it's not like that at all. They were a motorcycle club when it started, right? It's like these ain't
When
guys
oh,
that don't ride; they all ride.
when it initially started, I wish I had those photos to show you,
Yeah,
but when I say 100, and different generations, like I joined because of my big bros were in it, my cousins were in it, like
right,
so it was family.
right, right. And some of the bikes I've seen too are like that's what I'm saying, like lowrider, like pinstriping, and you know what I'm saying. There is
Oh yeah,
definitely that flavor in there.
no, for sure. We
Yeah,
have to. Got to make it your own.
yeah, and it's God, it's crazy, and now it's almost like you see the decline in that area from what it was, and the leveling out of the playing field, kind of, and it's wild. It's wild to see and to think like,
Well, my thing is, if you just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
right. Well, they made a bad decision, obviously, because they had a chance to all of you guys to be together. Like Luis was going to be becoming a member. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
He
going.
and
It was almost like a marriage of
and
sorts.
he did that for the betterment of the club. That
He did
his
it. Yep.
vision. There, there was no point for him. I do remember that evening to where we had a meeting and
Mm.
he gave us his direction and he explained well enough to where we understood that that was for the betterment.
Imagine being able to humble yourself
For sure.
to go from you're a leader of
Starting
this
off.
movement to this
Exactly.
lowly prospect, man. And like, come on, man. That's humbling yourself to for the betterment of what you think it needs, to pull it all together and like
Yeah.
validate everything. And then just to be shit on is like, I get it. I
Yeah,
understand.
those character traits are not something overnight. That man that was instilled in him. That he knew what sacrifice he had to do. Again, we're not strangers to struggle. He knew what he needed to do, and it was for the betterment.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a testament as a true leader though, like to
Oh
where
yeah,
it's not always all gas. It's you know what I'm saying? There are moves that you have to make to where it's like, damn, dude, it's like the king going out and beating on the iron with the blacksmith type of deal, just
yes,
for his kingdom, just for the betterment of his kingdom, and that's crazy. Uh, I, that's hard.
yeah.
That's
No, he did. He definitely didn't have to go that way. But again, we had him. We got him back, and that was what it was. It was a great time.
when he passed away, man, that was a big funeral. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
2024, man. 2024.
Yeah, that was a lot of people, and that shows though. That shows to who he was. You
Oh
know,
yeah, for sure.
when you're not okay, you could say if Most Envy was still doing what they were doing and he passed away, you could expect probably at least half the people that were there. But Most Envy wasn't even around, and that dude still had 1,000 people saying
Oh
goodbye
yeah.
to him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. I hope 1,000 people show up to my funeral. You know,
Don't we all?
well, I
Don't we
mean,
all?
besides the ones that want to like vomit or something, like that kind
Spit
of.
on it. Yeah, kick you while you're down.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Just kick my casket over real quick,
Yeah,
like "Fuck
exactly.
you, fool." You know? Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Mm,
Oh, well, let's see. Hold on here. I had some little notes. I took some notes on
mhm,
as well.
mhm,
So, I mean, I I'm not taking nothing away from the incidents that transpired or whatnot, but some of the characters that in the story, on the other side, definitely aren't what you picked up. I mean, I know they have their side to it. I
right.
know we have our side to it. They were a fraction of what transpired. They were just involved in an incident or two and
Right.
were shipped out.
Right. Right.
With Brandon, he'll know that if he ever sees this, that this is no fictitious BS. But another thing that was given to us was the individuals. And so after that bar fight,
Mm-hmm.
Brandon ended up in our clubhouse.
Mm.
He bitched up. All right. Yeah, I get that. But again, that tells you the level of respect that we garnered. He ended up in our clubhouse. At the time, he was a top hatter.
Mm.
He wasn't even prospecting yet.
And there were top hatters in the bar when
Don't
Gary,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, now that's what
yeah.
I've been told. Like they were hanging out and just hanging out, and
Oh, really?
yeah, and maybe that's who was with him.
They catch some hot ones too.
Yeah, everybody but the Olympic Johnny, the Olympic, Olympic Johnny or whatever. Somebody said it was
Yeah.
like a
Wile E.
14
Coyote right
foot,
there.
14
Wile E.
foot
Coyote.
wall.
You just
Getting
saw
over a
poof.
14-foot wall is that's a crazy leap right there, man. I'd have to climb a tree, get on my homie's back, and then still wouldn't make it.
But that tells you the character. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down and catch a beating with my brother.
He didn't
That's the
make it.
life we sign up for. That's just is what it is.
Well, I at least hear that Gary was stubborn about it. I mean, he was. You hit him one time, he's going to go down, and but at least he had the heart to watch it happen.
And another thing I'd like to elaborate is the situation that transpired the night with Bobby. It wasn't over a girl. I'll agree with you there, right?
Hmm.
But what it was that man expected a handshake every time you ran into him. And I get it. You deserve it. You did whatever you had to do. But that's not how we're wired and that's not what we do. You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
expected something and he didn't get it in return. But it was both of my brothers there. One
yeah,
didn't get away from another. They went together.
yeah.
They were out drinking, celebrating, and they went out there and they were drunk already when they got there.
Mm. Now, do you think they went there knowing? Like
No, because
no.
those are our local watering holes.
Okay, so it's just a
Yeah, it's right
happenstance.
up. Yeah, it's right up the block. You know, you take one street, curve next, and you're home. You're straight.
Yeah,
So these are just our local watering holes. Not to mention, it was right around the corner from our clubhouse.
yeah, yeah.
So
I know there's footage that night from the surveillance
mhm.
footage, but you can't hear nothing. You just see a brawl break out, and like
Oh,
it's a dark bar, and you're like, okay, well, everybody's going. Here they go, and then it's like, why even watch it? Because it's just like, who wants to sit and just watch a train wreck every day, all the
no,
time?
for sure, for
It's
sure.
so. But yeah,
But I
I know
mean,
they got to jawing at each other, and it was just on. It was like on,
oh yeah, pretty much.
but like I said, when you're outnumbered, and it is what it is. It's
Yeah,
just gonna go bad. It just is. I've been jumped before. I get it. I know what that's like.
hey man,
You
you
know.
win some, you lose some. Shit, that's life.
Yeah, it just make you feel different. You're just like,
That's it.
I'm gonna get these fools. But yeah, that
Uh,
was kind of the jumping off point, at least.
yeah,
You know,
that was the
where it was
catalyst.
like, okay, this is it.
So,
It's
so
happening. There's no getting
yeah.
away from it.
Nah, no. I mean, we all we were told as a collective this situation, and we were told, and we were given a choice, and
Hmm.
we went ahead and we stood with our brother and our national prez and our prez, and we stood with them, and we're taking it to him. This is what it is.
And sometimes that's how the decision's got to be made, and that's you got to roll with it. And it ended poorly for
Oh,
you,
nah, I'm still here, bro. At
but
the end of the day,
you got to
you
do,
know.
and you do it again tomorrow because you even knowing what you know now, it's like okay, you
Oh yeah.
stand by your people. Like that's 10 toes down.
Oh no, for sure. And anybody who knows me out here knows that.
Now the Simon thing, they tried to say at first that that had anything to do with the clubs, and it didn't.
I,
It was bad business
yeah,
in the street, and he got seen
yeah,
at a gas station walking
I
home.
can't, I can't divulge on that information, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That I can't. Next
Well,
question,
I'm
please.
just saying, I know it had nothing to
Okay,
do with the clubs,
okay.
and
No, no, for sure.
like that was a big thing though, because when people
So,
are
so
starting
there
to
was,
look into it, and they're like, oh,
oh,
like no, man, like you can't blame that on that. It's not the same thing, you know. It got so crazy, and then it was over. It was
and
everything with you guys is hot
oh no,
gold.
mm,
You guys show up out of nowhere, boom, taking it to it, boom, they're done. It's
it,
over, and
the pressure. No, the pressure of of the club itself, like everybody. Again, I'm going to go backwards here because I know we were speaking on the situation about the incidents here and there.
mhm,
Now there was getting pressure on their end many times, like you said. You heard from other individuals that associates were getting pressed. Whatever it was, they were getting the business in so many ways. I mean, I can tell you so many stories, but we won't go there
mhm.
because it would
Yeah,
hurt a lot of heart.
yeah, yeah, and that's when shit gets riled up again, and it's like, yeah,
Nah, yeah,
like
definitely. I'm not trying to wild it up. Definitely, we ain't trying to
yeah,
do all that for sure.
exactly. That's why I'm trying to just, everybody has the right to tell their side of things, and then for
No,
you
I
guys to
appreciate it.
hear this side of it, and you're like, nah, that's not how we see it. Like this shit happened this way, and it's like, well, I'm not gonna just tell you guys, hey man, eat that. You know what I'm saying, and deal with it.
Yeah,
Like, oh, you get to tell your side too. Fuck it.
no, I appreciate it. Much appreciate your time in regards to setting some records straight.
Yeah. Well,
Most
I
of the
mean,
records.
what we can, shit. There's a
Yeah,
lot
because
of
I don't. Again, we don't know. I don't know anything about what they were thinking or what they were speaking. I can only speak on envy.
yeah, yeah. But so what happens when I'd imagine that the cops met you at the hospital asking you, Tupac question, who did this, and you're just like, I don't know, like
Yeah. You
that.
talking when they were questioning me?
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no. Those officers came in. I mean, of course, I don't remember anything past the second day because of the surgery or whatnot.
Right, right.
But they come in and I'm pretty much still half zombied and shit. So sorry, stuff.
Yeah, you're fine.
I mean, but for the most part, the questions came and I didn't divulge nothing. They promised me the world and this and that. And I'm like, I'd rather take the $1 million hospital bill than have to be a rat. I'm good.
Right, right. Um, did you at least remember, like, you wake up, you're in a hospital, you at least were able to call your girl who
Nope.
thought you were kidding
Nope.
around.
No, no, no. Yeah, no. You know,
Poor
but
thing.
no, they had me in the hospital as John Doe. I had no family contact for 2 weeks.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how much. Yes, that's how much they kept me hidden away.
Mm,
I was getting updates that they were sending 2 by 2 looking for me, and I was getting pictures of it.
that's rough. That's rough because and you're still going through, Danny. Like you got that hurt too. And that's
It,
worse
it,
than your wounds.
when I was told about the fifth day I was in the hospital,
Oh,
and
no.
I couldn't believe it. Again, I couldn't believe it. It was hard for me to believe. It
Damn.
still haunts me.
You know, they tried to say that you were shot running away and that's where you were shot in the back. No, you weren't. You were shot in the front. And Danny was the one shot in the back, if we're being right about
Uh,
it.
no, well, I was shot in the back. I'm a southpaw,
Mm, well, yeah,
so I was fighting, and I was a southpaw.
yeah. And I mean, your arm, that's a rough
Yeah,
one to
that
take. That sucked.
That was the final one.
Mm. And then, because I mean, you were just trying to swim basically, and next thing you know, bam, pain, and it's like, oh, just
Yeah. What transpired on me on that day, bro? I mean, hey, that is what it is. I'm
yeah.
not no victim. I ain't no victim. It is
No,
what it
no,
is.
no. It's just it's more
But
of the mind of it all, like the psychology of that's a fucking hell of a thing to go through, man.
that's the life you choose, bro. What are you
That's
gonna
right.
do?
That's right. That's right.
There's there's nothing we can sit there and say about it. It's just the life you choose. It's the path.
Mm.
You know, is
What was
it
the brotherhood
anything?
like
What do you mean?
before all this popped off? What was the brotherhood like in Most Envied?
It was more than a brotherhood, bro. It was family.
Right. I heard about your guys' parties were events.
Dude,
Events.
I do remember one party where it was thicker than a Snicker, and Rob was there,
That's where I
and
heard.
Rob made me get waters and walk him over to the police, and it was just yeah,
Oh yeah, give
that
the cops water.
yeah,
Yeah.
crazy ass Rob.
They probably wanted to see the
It
interaction.
it wasn't nothing for, cop experiences with us, dude, like,
They
straight
were
up.
all over it. Yeah, they were all over
Well,
you guys.
they were over us like there was no tomorrow, man. We knew that they had the eyes on us. I mean, again, Luis went to so many city council meetings
Mm,
because of all the discrimination. That's how much heart he had to go against the system because they were just picking on us.
yeah, and sometimes you got to take it to them. Like I
Oh
know
no,
that.
he fought hard. He fought hard as hell.
Yeah, I know that right now. I'm kind of going through something where I'm like having to fight for it, but uh, it's rough. Luis did a lot, man. That dude did a lot. He
Dude,
built a
he
lot.
he instilled what it instilled in us pretty much what it meant to be in Most Envy. He definitely wasn't no scared bitch. That man stood 10 toes down. He was taking it to him everywhere. He just got caught off guard one day. But we were head hunting like a motherfucker too, bro. They were getting pressed. I'm just gonna say we had a guy run out of a club and jump into a fucking car to shake the spot.
That's another thing.
Mhm.
Nobody was getting in for free at anybody's parties either. It was everybody pays when they come.
And where do you hear that at? Where do you hear that at?
Nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Usually it's it's the scene. You show up and say you got somebody from out of town charter, and like everybody get your wallet out. Because that's the way it is. It's like yeah. Usually
Dude,
the big clubs they'll walk into the parties, but everybody was paying on both sides at every party. You know.
oh yeah, pretty much. Other than a certain few, but everybody was paying.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody was definitely paying.
Y'all
And I
charge
will
Rob
definitely
too?
say,
Y'all charge Rob?
what's that?
Did you charge Rob too?
Charge them double.
Because he's doubled the mustache. I get it.
He's a big ass dude, so we got to charge him double.
That dude, man. Hey, I've become fast friends with that man. I get it. I get why Luis liked him because he's easy to like.
One thing you do not understand is I've witnessed Raw being back to back with one of our guys going at it with other guys.
Yeah,
And I'm just telling you, the love was there for sure. Definitely was there.
yeah. I feel bad for him. Uh,
That's crazy that he's
oh,
out there in Arkansas.
OG. Oh, it is. And he showed up with his Lamborghini and his what is it? His Bentley. I, just showing out. He's just showing off now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Uh, we got somebody asking about the OG riders. They were deep at one time. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
They were. I believe they were.
Yeah. There's been a lot of
There
clubs
were.
that have popped up out in that area.
Oh yeah, no, there definitely is.
Hmm. And
But ain't nobody gonna ever be like Most Envied.
it just is
I
lightning.
mean,
It's
everybody
thundering.
wants to be. I mean, this situation happened what 14 years ago, and everybody's jamming you up.
I couldn't keep them at bay. It was like for 2 years I've been most envied, and I'm like, well, I know a few of the players that were really
There was
involved in
no.
this, and it's like, damn, man,
We,
I'm not trying
we
to
were
get them
getting
put on blast.
we were getting off wherever we seen them, bro. It was nasty. Members were just dropping bikes on the street, chasing them down. Like it didn't matter. It did not bother us. Everybody was getting the business. It didn't matter. But we did respect. You don't go to someone's home,
Hmm.
workplace. We don't disrespect like that. But they
Right.
were getting the business wherever they were seen. There was so
Yeah.
many chases. I feel bad for some guys. They almost dropped their ladies, all kinds of shit.
It got serious quick. That's for sure. It got real serious.
Oh yeah, for sure. It
That's
was
what happens when. I mean, that's it's your guys' area. It just is what it is on
yeah.
a level, right? And it's like,
Mhm.
what do you do? What do you now? You're in. You know, you've established yourself in this area, but you've never really had to. It is two different things, and now it's the same thing, and that became a real issue real quick. Like, hey, fool, I grew up here, and who are you talking to like that? That type of
Yeah.
deal. And then it was like, it just blew up. It exploded.
Oh
And
yeah.
and this is what you get. You get, you know, just like I said in Canada, the rock machine. It's just that them dogs that are just we're getting it. And it's
Oh
like,
yeah. No, they were getting the business, bro. I mean, there was nobody standing down. It was what it was, and they were getting pressed hard. And we had some L's on our side. They had many L's on their side, and not taking nothing away, but it was getting wherever it was getting. It was just there. It was ugly. It was an ugly time.
was the incident with you and Danny, that was the end of it though, for the hands on portion?
No, that just
Kept
that
going.
gave a bigger escalation.
I could imagine.
Oh yes, it gave a very big escalation and made it even hotter out here.
Even more dangerous for sure. Mm.
Yes, at that time it was all bets are off. Most of our guys, we like to go ahead and throw hands. Right? That's just what it is. Like to throw hands.
Yeah.
So after that, it became all hand, no hands policy.
What did? No, I can't. Never mind. Don't even worry about that. Yeah, never mind. You know me, man. I stop myself all the time,
No, I hear you,
but you got to. But
man. We honestly did what nobody thought could be done. At the end of the day,
yeah, yeah.
we we are carrying on Luis's legacy. That was his baby. It's gonna be where nobody ever saw it could be. At the end of the day,
You ever see the club being a club again?
do I?
Hmm. I mean,
What
you're
do you
past. You got a bunch of kids, and
mean? That ain't stopping me.
yeah. But do you see it
I,
becoming a club again?
I do not know. I would
Yeah.
love it to be for sure. There is honestly there was no other patch out there that would look like that on the highway.
Yeah, it was wild patch. That's
Every other club's gonna sit there and argue with me, but don't.
Hobob's got a really cool thing going in Nevada, man. I don't know.
I got
Hobob's
you.
shit is clean.
Okay, okay.
You got to look up the Nevada
I'm not
Hobob. It is
okay, okay.
ridiculous, bro.
I'm
But
not gonna argue,
besides
but
that,
in this area and in this region, there was
it's
nothing looking like that.
it's seen. It's definitely you see it and you know it. It's instant. It can't be confused.
No.
Like it's uniquely you guys,
Mhm.
and it's crazy, man. It's crazy that, like you said. 14 years later, everybody still wants to hear about it, know about it, and nobody's really talks about it, and to get you to come up and be able to speak on some of it, like, is it's crazy too, you know?
Shit.
You
Much
know?
respect.
I appreciate you. I really do. As a friend, we've become friends, I believe. And,
No doubt. No
you know, and fuck Slick.
doubt. Hey, on my side, it's gonna always be forever envied, envied forever.
Yes.
65 for life. EFFE all day, every day. RIP to Luis and Danny D.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, shit. Let's see how many of us have 1,000 people at our funeral.
Off top. Bless up.
Yeah, that's a lot. So I appreciate you coming, man. I really do.
No doubt. All
And
love.
I appreciate you being able to speak on what you've been able to speak on and clear things up.
I
Like,
appreciate you giving us the platform.
yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it, man.
Definitely just know that Most Envy was never no punk.
No, no, and that was the big thing was like it was put out like it was a support club. That was no support club. You guys didn't have any support patches on, and the clubs, the true support clubs around the area, they had Velcro support patches. So they
Never did that.
took them things off.
Never did any of that shit. It was either you run with us or you run from us.
Yeah, yeah. What's that? What's that look like when you see somebody with a Velcro patch on?
Oh, dude. Weekend
It's
Warriors.
like, why do you even wear something? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's some Hoto stuff right there.
That's wild, man. Just no, I didn't have that. Like, uh-huh.
No, they quickly removed whatever they needed to remove when we came around.
Wild stuff right there, man. You don't really
Hmm
hear too
You
much.
heard the Velcro. You heard the Velcro undone when we walk around. They take that support shit off.
That's wild times, bro. And they were, they were doing it on the other side too. Probably it's craziness. Your guys' support patch was cool though. That supports your loco. I like
Off
that.
top.
I
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Was,
we had a great run. We had some good ones.
yeah, yeah, and made history kind of.
Definitely, history was made.
Yeah, not many have held up. You know, there's been a couple of other clubs that have run into some buzzsaws over the last few years, but
The
Red
patch
and
doesn't
White,
make the man. The patch don't make the man. The man makes. You know what I'm saying? The man don't need the patch.
that's
That's
where
just
I'm at.
something.
It's
You know.
respect. It's a respect shit. Like on some man shit, on some respect shit. Like I don't care where you're from, who you are.
Yeah,
Fuck you if you're gonna disrespect me or the people I'm around. We can get it,
pretty
and
much.
and that's how it's got to be. Like, and I ain't even a badass, but I know where I'll take it. You know, I'm I'm stupid.
Allegedly.
Uh, Allegedly, historically, it is what it is. But thank you for coming on, man. I
No,
appreciate
no
it.
doubt. No, I appreciate the time, brother. Anytime.
And I'll edit all this up, and we'll make it like a. I don't even know if I gotta edit it. I
So
want to add photos,
add the photos. Yeah,
and that's it, and just leave it the way it is. I think it's been awesome.
I got no objective to that, Rick. None at all.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna call you here in a little bit,
Okay.
and we'll let these people go on about
Oh
their
yeah,
lives.
we're gonna see the little thug wars going on, the little warrior thugs. So
Oh, and the comments, yeah, yeah, you can address any comments if you want to. Like,
oh, I have. They know I will.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right,
I
my
do it
brother.
all the time. All right, bro. Thank you.
EFFE for life. 65. Good night.
All right, brother. Later.